Former New York City Police Commissioner Bernie Kerik, great to have you on this morning. 98 people, that's a lot of arrests. What do you make of this protest and the NYPD's swift response to handling this?
Well, I mean, I'm glad the Chief Show was there, got there quickly. The arrest began happening, but I have to tell you, the organization of these groups is concerning. Number one, number two, I've heard last night I went to a memorial for a cop that was killed in the line of duty back in on September 11, 2001. And I've heard numerous cops telling me that the upper echelon of the NYPD, primarily the police commissioner, is not helping and not supporting ICE and the members of the federal agencies in getting the names of the people that got into this building. Keep in mind, this is the residence of the President of the United States. This is his private residence. His wife, the First Lady, her son lives there, goes there. Um, you know, every person that was arrested in that forum should be identified. Their names should be turned over to the Secret Service. They should have never been in a position like this. I think it's outrageous. If the NYPD is not cooperating, I think Secret Service has to subpoena those names, get them, and make sure they're identified and investigated for being in that building.
Yeah, Commissioner, to that point, that's one of the things that really struck me is that had this not been Trump Tower, if this had been the lobby of any Manhattan skyscraper not named Trump, do you think the NYPD would have brought this to a conclusion as quickly? Or do you think because it's Trump, he's in the Secret Service protective custody, that helped deal with it to a certain extent?
Well, keep in mind that the Secret Service has a detail there already, a small detail, but they have a detail there. There are NYPD officers there, members of the emergency service and counterterrorism units are there. But, these people moved quickly. They went into the building in groups. By time the PD figured out that they were all organized and they were in all a part of one group. They took off their shirts, they put on these red shirts and started chanting and yelling. But for them to get in that building, do what they did, every one of them should be identified. They should be locked up, and the Secret Service should know who they are. The NYPD has got to cooperate. And I don't think this is the mayor. I think this is the police commission. She's done this before. She stopped raids that ICE was going to be involved in. This stuff between her and the governor of New York, they're jeopardizing their own members of the department. They're jeopardizing their own. You got to get rid of these people. These people and the migrants, the illegals, got to get them off the streets. And if you don't do that, you're jeopardizing the city, the communities, and the cops that have to go out there and work and do the job they're doing.
How concerning is this behavior that you're talking about, the NYPD, stopping ICE raids? And again, this happened at Trump Tower. 100 people allowed to go in there. Their faces are covered with masks. They know what they're doing is wrong. The masks are not because of COVID. This is 2025. They're covering their identity on purpose. How concerning is this that this was allowed to happen and get this far?
Listen, it is extremely concerning. It's extremely concerning. But I want to make this clear. If it was up to the members of the department, if it was up to the cops, the everyday cops,
Right.
they'd be locking them up. They'd be engaging with ICE. They'd be doing the jobs they have to do to clear the streets because they know it creates a safer and more secure environment for them and for the community.
Absolutely.
This is the upper echelon. This is the governor of the state of New York. They're doing everything in their power not to assist ICE, and it's got to stop.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.